Advertising your business with GCN is simple, effective, and more affordable than you might think. Visit advertise.gcnlive.com for more info.
Load 'em up, boys. Where's Davy Crockett when we need him?
Hour number 2. Coming to you live. This is Lock and Load. This portion of the show is brought to you by Aero Precision.
For over 25 years, Aero Precision has paved the way as a leading manufacturer of American-made AR parts. Aero Precision caters to the rifle builder by engineering quality receivers, handguards, and other essential parts. Aero Precision's added enhancements create a smooth build process from start to finish for beginners and seasoned builders. Whether this is your first rifle or your 50th, Aero Precision offers everything you need to make a quality AR at an affordable price.
Check them out at aeroprecisionusa.com.
And this is Planet Rick with Rick Ector.
Ah, yes. Yes, Planet Rick. As we come down out of low orbit and throw the land to get it down. My man Rick is there with some Negro Modelo, and, it's time to, hang out with him for a little bit. How's it going?
Hey, man, it's going good. I'm in a good mood. The weather is moderate, man. It's not burning up outside. It's not steaming. The temperature is it's tolerable, man.
Right.
A little rain a few days ago, man. But, it's amazing how your mood can be tied to the weather sometimes, But
Mine definitely is. Mine definitely is. In June around here, it's like the Philippines. It's always getting cloudy and everything, and it just bugs me.
So it's July now. What's happening in July?
It has been, the weather's been pretty good, pretty sunny for the first half of July. I hope it stays sunny for a while. Our summers seem to start later and go on longer, because like in October of last year, I was down in Reevesville, South Carolina, taking a red dot sight class with Steve Fisher, and it was 103 degrees in October.
Oh, man. That sounds unbearable.
It was hellish. Anyway. Anyway. What are we talking about today, sir?
Oh, man, we're talking about a lot of things, man. But before we get into the main subject that I want to focus on for tonight, man, it's just the thing that I am, most concerned about with this big women's shooting event that I do every year. Well, first and foremost, I'm sure I mentioned that it's going on, and we're going to have it despite all of the distractions and the delays we've had.
Outstanding.
Shut down. It's going to happen, man. You know what? By sheer force of will, I am going to will this thing to happen, man.
Okay.
And there are things that, in one respect, it's like a real good thing to happen, but then it can have negative consequences for, an event that you're doing. Like, for example, we've been on shutdown for so long, and then when we came out of it, and now, firearms instructors are able to operate and conduct classes and do training. And if you've been following the national media, people are buying up guns and left and right. And you know what? The thing that I like about the fact that all these new people that are buying guns is that they're seeking out training, right? So you got record number of gun sales, record number of first-time buyers, record number of people seeking training. So that's good news for firearms instructors such as me and my counterparts and my colleagues.
Yes, sir.
Well, if that's happening right around the time I'm asking them to, donate a day or two of a particular weekend during this very, very hot season, this very high demand season for firearms training, man. A lot of them, I shouldn't say a lot of them, quite a few are busy conducting classes and doing training. So it's kind of like a catch-22 that I find myself in. So right now I've been developing an inordinate amount of time shaking some trees I haven't shook in a while to make sure I have adequate manpower to make sure that we can do the event, efficiently, quickly, and safely.
How many range safety officers do you have to have when you have an event that size?
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily that I need to have, so I always like to have a few, because every person who's actually doing the instruction with the students is like a firearms instructor, someone that I personally know have been vetted or they got some documented experience or credentials. So, just to have, a few, maybe a couple for every 10, just to sit back and watch everything that's going on and to serve as backup in case anything unusual or strange happens. I don't really need range safety officers per se. They're always cool to have around, and I don't mean to, to belittle, the value that they bring to the whole shooting environment and the shooting thing, because I'm a range safety officer and chief range safety officer myself. But, when you're doing an event like this, the prime focus, man, is making sure I have enough instructors. And that is where my focus is right now, making sure I have enough instructors, because this event is now a 2-day event, 1 day on Saturday and 1 day on Sunday, and I need to make sure that I have enough people to satisfy this demand of people who are going to be coming in. And you know what? With all these record number of gun sales, I imagine there should be a record number of people that seeking out free training. That's the way I see it, or maybe I'm not seeing it wrong.
Well, I mean, it really depends on the fact of some of these new people realizing they actually need to train, doesn't it? I mean, listen, if I'm up there and, you were to contact me and say, hey, Bill, do you want to do some free training this weekend? I'd be like, I'm bringing the coffee,
yeah. I guess, I would hope that if you're a novice to guns and firearms and you have a desire to just jump right out and buy a gun because you think, what you're seeing in the local and national media, the economy, we're still dealing with the after effects of COVID, and we don't know what the situation is going to be once all of these government giveaways go away and all these jobs that have disappeared, whether they're going to come back. If you have this thought in the back of your mind that, there might be some, really interesting times ahead, then, yeah, the forward-thinking people are going to be like, yeah, maybe I should buy a gun. Yeah, maybe I should get some accessories. Yeah, maybe I should get some training. Maybe I should do all of those things. And you know what? In a class would probably be high priority. And if they're taking all these classes and all my counterparts and colleagues are busy running classes and doing training, it kind of puts my community service event not on high priority in the minds of a lot of these instructors. And I don't mind that, because I get it, because when I first set up this event, I intentionally put it at a time of the year when demand at gun ranges are relatively low. So now I happen to be in a season that's typically, more active, plus on the fact that a lot of firearms instructors are like really eager to train, and there's a record number of people looking to buy training. So it's making my task a little more challenging, man, but I'm up for it, and I'm focusing on it, and I'm shaking a lot of trees I haven't shook in a while, and looking in places I haven't looked before. But you know what? Knowing me, I'll find a way to find the number of instructors I need to make it happen.
Well, I've got some ideas for this, and we'll talk about this when we get back. We're headed to the first break. Please, if you would, tell them how they would find you.
My name is Rick, R-I-C-K. Last name is Ector, E-C-T-O-R. My flagship website is Detroit CCW. I'm also at Legally Armed in Detroit, at Detroit CCW on YouTube. Over 2,200 videos I have independently produced for your viewing and educational pleasure and edification.
We'll be right back. This is Lock and Load.
CZ USA. Delivered via a lineup of superlatives with handguns proven to function in both real-world and competitive settings. Rifles designed specifically for the mission, whether it is law enforcement or built for the plains of Africa. CZ USA has engineered peerless reliability into their superlative product line. Go to cz-usa.com and find out what serious shooters have known since 1991.
Franklin Armory makes top-quality AR-style firearms for sport, military, and law enforcement. 100% made in America parts and materials. We manufacture revolutionary 3-position binary triggers that can be selected to fire on the pull and release, or set to fire normally. We strongly support and uphold our Second Amendment. We hope you do too. Get a 10% discount when you mention the code word Lock and Load at franklinarmory.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, the Mineral Doctor. You've heard me talk about 90 for Life for years. 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 fatty acids. You may not know this, that I've actually designed Arthrodex for animals. That's right. Your pets need 90 for Life too. Get this essential pet product by calling 877-279-9422. That's 877-279-9422. Again, 877-279-9422. Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, the Mineral Doctor. You've heard me talk about 90 for Life for years. 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 fatty acids. You may not know this, that I've actually designed Arthrodex for animals. That's right. Your pets need 90 for Life too. Get this essential pet product by calling 877-279-9422. That's 877-279-9422. Again, 877-279-9422.
Would you like to get back that full head of hair from years past? Now, there is Reveal. Beverly Hills celebrity dermatologist Dr. Nathan Newman took nearly a decade to develop Reveal from natural botanicals to return to a full-body head of hair. Reveal for men and women with a 30-day money-back guarantee at gcnlife.com or toll-free 844-443-6637. 844-443-6637. Reveal at gcnlife.com.
Attention radio listeners, have you ever wanted to be independent of the utility companies and actually generate your own supply of off-grid electrical power? If so, this is going to be the most important message you'll ever hear. Here's why. A limited number of solar-powered backup generators are back in stock and now available. These emergency backup systems provide life-saving electrical power when you need it most. And unlike gas generators, a solar generator runs quietly, emits no fumes, and produces an endless supply of free electricity from the sun. It's like having an electric power plant running silently, secretly in your own home. Run sump pumps, shortwave radios, computers, even keep food from spoiling. Go to mysolarbackup.com to learn more. That's mysolarbackup.com. Supplies are still limited and are available on a first-come, first-served basis only. mysolarbackup.com.
Are you afraid to go to the mailbox because of letter after letter from the IRS? Are they stacking on more and more penalties and interest? By now, you know the problem won't go away on its own. Don't let the IRS chase you to your grave with penalties and interest and liens and levies. You need real help now. I'm Dan Pilla. I wrote the book on tax debt settlement, and I help thousands of people solve tax problems they thought couldn't be solved. I can help you too. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, danpilla.com. That's danpilla.com. danpilla.com.
Lock and Load. This portion of the show is brought to you by Aero Precision.
For over 25 years, Aero Precision has paved the way as a leading manufacturer of American-made AR parts. Aero Precision caters to the rifle builder by engineering quality receivers, handguards, and other essential parts. Aero Precision's added enhancements create a smooth build process from start to finish for beginners and seasoned builders. Whether this is your first rifle or your 50th, Aero Precision offers everything you need to make a quality AR at an affordable price.
Check them out at aeroprecision.com. AeroPrecisionUSA.com. We're talking to Rick Ector from Legally Armed in Detroit, and he's talking about his dilemma that he's having getting enough instructors to come and work with him when he trains 1,000 women over 2 days, gives them some free training on how to shoot a gun. But I have an idea, Rick.
Hey, man, I love ideas. I'm always open. You know what? I am like a sponge. I am open. I'm like telling the universe, bring it to me.
Well, I mean, the first thing that strikes me is that in Detroit, you have to be one of the more well-known firearms instructors. Am I correct in that one?
I'm pretty up there, yeah. Probably the guy, but, I'm not bragging or anything.
Well, I would imagine that for these instructors that this would be an enormous pool of people that could come and take training with them after this. How many rounds do these people get to shoot when they're training with you on this free training?
For this introductory lesson, man, it's only 21 rounds.
Yes, this is all kinds of possibilities. This is all kinds of commercial opportunity for these guys to get in there and actually do something with these people after, just have them say, look, bring a box of business cards with you and pass them out to everybody that you see.
Mm-hmm. That's the usual, that's the standard sales pitch to get, cooperation and participation from instructors in the event during the slow part of the year. It makes it a no-brainer. But when these guys, and myself included, there isn't a day that goes by that I'm not able to keep up with the calls. And while I'm on the phone talking to people, I'm steady getting messages that's getting sent to voicemail because I'm on the phone. And, I mean, some of these people are like, they have absolutely no clue of what to do with this gun that they just bought. And they have a ton of questions, before they even commit to, signing up for a class because they went into a shop and I guess the salesman just shoved a gun into their shopping cart and just grabbed their credit cards and processed it and kicked them out the door. But, they have a ton of questions, man. And it's like I'm kind of doing what should have been done, at the gun shops. But I'm not complaining, man, because every person I talk to is another opportunity to educate the customer, to demonstrate my knowledge, and to say, hey, I'm your guy that you should call when you're ready to take a class. So, it's part of the territory, man, And plus now, I don't know if I even said this before, but usually I have to advertise, in years past. I have yet to place an ad, man. It's all like, hey, I did a Google search. Hey, I remember you from social media. Hey, I saw you on this show, or I saw this video. It's like all, organic, where I'm actually out promoting and paying for ads or running, things. It's all organic, and it's great. But on the other hand, it's kind of like if other instructors are experiencing this same phenomenon I am, and I suspect they are, that, it's kind of tight to pull them more. It's easy to pull an instructor, off the couch when the phones aren't ringing, during the slow part of the year and say, hey, here's a great opportunity for you to get some customers, work with them one-on-one in the shooting booth. If you do at least a decent job of working with them, they will at least consider you. If not, sign up for a class, right on the spot. But, man, I have never seen such a feeding frenzy for gun sales and firearms training. This is probably the most intense I've seen it since I've been, in the gun industry, like 12, 13 years now, man.
Yeah. This is bigger than it was in 2013.
It's intense, man. It's really, really intense, but I'm not complaining, man, because you know what? There's going to be a time probably when things slow down, and like, man, you remember 2020? Wasn't that crazy? And we'll all have stories to share by the campfire. But, the other thing that's big news and I'm kind of bummed out about that I heard about literally last night is the Gun Rights Policy Conference. They canceled the physical conference, right, where we actually were to get together from all over the country and go down to Florida this year.
Sure.
And, get together for speeches and presentations. And the thing that I really like about it, too, not only do you get the updates from people who are the subject matter experts in their field of expertise in the gun industry, but all the networking that goes on there, man, with all the people, the who's who of the gun rights world, a lot of people who may not necessarily be, superstars in the popular media, but if you're grounded in the gun rights community, you know who these people are. You know, they're the men and women that file the lawsuits and that win the cases, the people that do the events that everybody's talking about, and we're sharing notes about successes and opportunities for improvement. But the thing that I miss most, man, is the conversations that happen, outside the meeting room, man, where you're just meeting people, that you haven't met before, and seeing people that you've met from years past, man. And it's like a big family reunion. And, the family in the tent gets bigger and bigger every year. And so now this year is going to be online. Like the conference is going to be online. All the speakers, I guess, maybe they'll be at their laptops, and at their appointed time, they'll probably beam in and do their presentation, and there'll be no networking. There'll be no physical contact. There'll be no, conversations, man. There'll be no fellowship, no meals, and maybe an occasional drink later on that evening, man. No, none of that, man. And wow, I'm just totally bummed out.
Yeah, I was talking with Mark Walters about that, and at the time, he was asking me, like you do and a few others have, if I was going to go. And I was like, well, Alan invited me. It's within driving distance. I was thinking about doing it, but then, I heard it had been canceled as well. So I don't know if it's going to be due to the venue or people are just, you know what, we'll talk about this when we get back. How about that? Before we go to break, tell everybody how to find you.
I am Rick Ector, R-I-C-K, last name E-C-T-O-R. I have a blog, Legally Armed in Detroit. I have a YouTube channel, Detroit CCW on YouTube, over 2,200 videos and counting. I'll be uploading more tonight on my YouTube channel about personal protection, self-defense, and everything that you need to keep your family safe.
We'll be right back. This is Lock and Load.
I am not done, but I have found a way to thrive. Elevate. Elevate is a wearable technology designed to mitigate your active lifestyle. Whether you're a professional athlete looking to enhance performance, a yoga practitioner wishing to gain more flexibility, or a person seeking natural ways to relieve pain, benefits encompass all walks to life and lifestyles. Elevate is not a cure, but the IE-infused clothing will give you that extra percentage needed to help you get moving. For more information or to order, go to elevatebill.com. Elevate, because I am not done yet. Operate.
At STI, we know there's no such thing as a fair fight, and we bring the unfair advantage that is the 2011 platform.
Dominate.
At STI, we know the most important gun you own is the one that you're carrying when you're facing that threat to life and freedom.
Win.
We want you to enter that objective confident that you are carrying the best gun in the gunfight. No compromise. No sacrifice. STIguns.com. Stand ready to face down the darkness with 2011.
USA Radio News with Tim Berg.
White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany says, make no bones about it, President Trump wants to see children in school this fall.
Yeah, the president has said unmistakably that he wants schools to open, and I was just in the Oval talking to him about that. And when he says open, he means open and full, kids being able to attend each and every day at their school. The science should not stand in the way of this.
Acting DHS Secretary Chad Wolf is tentatively scheduled to visit Portland, Oregon on Friday and receive a briefing and tour of the federal courthouse that was attacked for weeks by Antifa and Black Lives Matter protesters. Wolf saying the city has been under siege for 47 straight days and that Oregon leaders are not addressing the violence and are instead blaming law enforcement and requesting fewer officers in the community. This is USA Radio News. A group of U.S. diplomats are returning to China. From the Washington News Center, here's USA Radio Network's Chris Barnes.
More than 100 U.S. diplomats and their families flew to China Wednesday just as tensions are ramping up between Beijing and Washington again. The flight was the first part of the administration's plan to restaff the diplomatic mission in China, the U.S. working to eventually return over 1,200 diplomats and their families after the mission was evacuated in February because of the coronavirus pandemic. A State Department email on Wednesday said more flights are being arranged.
Twitter's CEO Jack Dorsey is calling it a tough day after some major accounts were hacked in a cyber attack. On Wednesday, the accounts of Joe Biden, Jeff Bezos, among other major accounts, were taken over temporarily by hackers seeking cryptocurrency. Dorsey saying they're diagnosing the attacks. This is USA Radio News.
Attention homeowners that have ever had a broken appliance. That's a joke, right? We've all had broken appliances. I own a home just like you and have found a way for as little as $1 a day to have all the major appliances in my home on a warranty plan. They're guaranteed to be fixed or replaced. You know how expensive an air conditioner, the heating system, a washing machine, dryer, water heater, or refrigerator can be. For about $1 a day, all your major appliances are protected in case they break. Unless you're Daddy Warbucks or the Monopoly guy and you don't care about money, call my friends at the Home Service Club now and get a warranty on your major appliances. It's a free call, and the first month is free. But be one of the first 25 people to call within the next 10 minutes.
800-825-6796. 800-825-6796. 800-825-6796. Again, that's 800-825-6796.
This is Lock and Load. This portion of the show is brought to you by Aero Precision.
For over 25 years, Aero Precision has paved the way as a leading manufacturer of American-made AR parts. Aero Precision caters to the rifle builder by engineering quality receivers, handguards, and other essential parts. Aero Precision's added enhancements create a smooth build process from start to finish for beginners and seasoned builders. Whether this is your first rifle or your 50th, Aero Precision offers everything you need to make a quality AR at an affordable price.
Check them out at aeroprecisionusa.com. We are speaking with Rick Ector, as we do.
Right, and you were saying you were going to share something with me, right?
I can't remember what it was, though. We were talking. What were we talking about? We were talking about. Say it again.
We were talking about the gun rights policy conference. That was the last thing I know I was talking about.
Yeah, I just think it makes me wonder if it's the venue that's discouraging people from coming, or if it's the people themselves that are worried about this, or because I'm not one of those. I'm not a convenient science denier. I just go with the regular old science that the regular old people throw around. Like the regular, if I've been looking at all these doctors that have children, all these pediatricians that have children, and when you ask them, hey, do you want your kids to go to school? All of them say, I can't wait for them to go back to school. It's going to.
Right, these are the real world doctors, the doctors with practical experience on top of their book learning and education. Yeah. They can identify with the regular Joe and Sue citizens about what some of the consequences are leaving kids out of school and having them shoved and encaged in the house all day, That's what I like. I like professionals who have real-world experience, man.
And they're practical. I like that they're practical.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And people can relate to it. So, here's the thing. the thing that I'm going to miss most, man, is like the interaction with the people and what folks are doing, lessons learned, what I'm doing, what maybe am I missing, what opportunities am I not capitalizing on. You know, it's all the things I think that make. I think this after the main part of the day is over, say 4 or 5 o'clock, and you go have supper, you have dinner, and it's the after dinner conversation and the socializing and the groups that get together and talk about, you know, different projects that they want to pull people on, man. To me, that's the real benefit of going to a conference, man. Not only do you hear, you know, the presentations on the topics that were scheduled, but I mean, it's the informal discussions and the projects that, you know, or maybe it was something you heard and you wanted more information, and the speakers are right there and they're approachable and they're accessible, which is why I'm going to continue to say, man, you got to go to GRPC at least once. I mean, the real deal where it's like actually at a live venue, and, you know, I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer or anything, but, you know, this online thing, man, you know, it is what it is, you know. But, you know, whoever made the call, you know, they had to consider everything, and I'm sure that when they considered some things that I'm not privy to, it was the right call to make. So I'm not going to down the decision. I'm just going to say I'm disappointed. I'm not going to be able to see all my friends from all over the country. That's all.
I'm waiting to see what happens with the SHOT Show. I think I'm beginning to wonder if there's going to be one.
Oh, well, I bet the people who run SHOT Show are mulling that over right now as we speak.
Well,
you know,
I mean, they're already testing a vaccine. I would think that once they've got a vaccine available, that, first of all, I've got some very definite feelings about the idea that all of these people are so afraid of this, like this is the Black Plague or something.
Right.
It's not. It's not. It's not Ebola. It's not none of that stuff. It's a variation on SARS, which there are many variations on SARS.
You know, and I keep hearing people talking about a vaccine. I'm going to tell you, I will never be the first in line for a brand new vaccine, man. Never. I want to see it actually play out and see whether it works and what some of the consequences are, man. I'm not going to be running in line to be the first one to take a vaccine, man.
Right. Well, I'm not so. Well, you know, half of America doesn't take a flu vaccine.
I don't take one.
Yeah. So I mean, that idea doesn't surprise me or bother me. But I think once they have a vaccine, I think everybody will loosen up a little bit and they'll be like, "Oh, things are better. You taking the vaccine?" No.
Well, then there'll be a convenient scarlet letter for everyone that's got the vaccine and who doesn't have the vaccine. See, that's a whole other can of worms we got to look at. Right?
That's right. So
anyway.
It's interesting times, but we got to get out of this quagmire we find ourselves in. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a holding pattern, man. We're waiting to break out, and we're waiting to see what the next development is. And you know what? There's a whole political component to this thing that I really hate, man. It's like one party is like doing everything they possibly can to keep things shut down. And our governor, she's like, okay, so many people have tested positive for having it, and, you know, if it reaches a certain level, then we're going to have to move back down into like from phase 2 to phase 3 or whatever phase reintroduction to society plan she has, man. And I'm like, you know, and it's really hypocritical because it wasn't too long ago she was out on a protest walk, you know, shoulder length and hugging and all within social distancing space that she mandated people should do without a mask on, violating everything she told us to do. And then, you know, we have, you know, maybe a little uptick in diagnosed cases. Doesn't mean that they got the full-blown coronavirus in the hospital on the respirator, but, you know, they tested for having it. Well, gee, we know everyone that tests for having it doesn't have major complications. But, you know, that's not political. That doesn't sell fear. It doesn't make people scared. It doesn't allow you to exert your political power and muck up the system and throw a monkey wrench into the political process for political gain, man. I am just sick and tired of politics, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But, you know, hey, you get real sick, maybe one of us will run one day, huh?
Something. You know, I talked about this earlier in the show that this whole thing, in my opinion, has just been designed to try to upend an election. Like, for some reason, they could do that if they don't like the choice that was made. And my biggest problem with this is that the only way to teach one side that this is not what you do, this is not the way it's supposed to go, is you got to make them play by their own rules when you get a chance to do that, right?
Right.
The Republicans are never going to do that. They'll get out there and say, we're so much above that. When you get out there, if you would ask a Republican, hey, why did you just take that? I know you're like, I'm taking it like a man and everything, but why did you just take that, and why did you let it happen to us? And in the meantime, you're not making this, making a price to be paid here.
I agree with you, man.
We're coming up on, hang on. We're coming up on the next break. I want you to be able to put out how to find Mr. Ector, and we'll finish this up on the other side when we get back. How do they do that?
Google me, Rick Ector, RICKECTOR. I am legally armed in Detroit. That's my blog where I'm at, DetroitCCW.com. Check me out on YouTube, Rick Ector. You can't miss me. Over 2,200 published videos on YouTube.
Rick is a YouTube machine. We'll be right back.
I've been at it for a long time.
This is Lock and Load.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to generate an endless supply of natural silver solutions. SilverLungs.com. You'll find no wild claims or pseudoscience, just a lifetime of nano-sized pure silver solutions. The Silver Lungs generator allows you to make your own, so stop paying for silver solutions. The unique lung delivery system targets respiratory infections where other silver solutions simply cannot reach. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at SilverLungs.com. That's SilverLungs.com.
Now with orders to stay at home, public health concerns, the reality of illness due to pathogens and viruses. Your health is at an all-time high risk. That's why it's critical to take a proactive approach to boost your immune system. You can with new nano-colloidal silver from Americare. Our patented process with tiny silver particles, 1/100th the size of a red blood cell, allows for maximum body absorption. Americare's nano-colloidal silver effectively disinfects your body internally, attacking pathogens and viruses while supercharging your immune system. Colloidal silver is antibacterial and antiviral. Simply put, it prohibits bacterial respiration, suffocating viral cells, preventing the virus from replicating. And now, due to public health concern, Americare is authorized to offer our lowest and best price ever, around $1 a day, but supplies are limited. Purchase nano-colloidal silver now at ImmuneSupportNow.com. That's ImmuneSupportNow.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Supplies are limited.
With more people listening to radio than visit Google, Facebook, or YouTube, from the very young to the very old, everyone listens to radio. Pillow companies, alarm, identity theft, nutrition, insurance, banking, automotive, the list goes on and on. Billion-dollar businesses. Why? The answer is radio, the media everyone tunes into. Find out how effective and affordable radio can be for your business. Contact 877-996-4327 or advertise at gcnlive.com.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to generate an endless supply of natural silver solutions. SilverLungs.com. You'll find no wild claims or pseudoscience, just a lifetime of nano-sized pure silver solutions. The Silver Lungs generator allows you to make your own, so stop paying for silver solutions. The unique lung delivery system targets respiratory infections where other silver solutions simply cannot reach. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at SilverLungs.com. That's SilverLungs.com.
Get healthy, not high, with 100% pure CBD powerful natural pain relief from Veterans Vitality. GCN listeners, have you ever thought about how CBD may help you? I'm sure you have heard about the many benefits of CBD. Well, here's your opportunity to try before you buy. Created by veterans and for everyone who deserves better choices, our CBD is derived from organic hemp, grown in the USA and third-party tested. Veterans Vitality CBD saves you as much as 25 to 50% over our competition, and a portion of all sales is contributed to veteran nonprofits and events. Many of our customers have experienced improved quality of life, help with anxiety, PTSD, and overall well-being. Our products do not contain THC. They are safe, non-addictive, effective, and 100% legal. GCN listeners, get your free trial bottle of premium CBD by simply paying shipping and handling at GCNFreeCBD.com. That's GCNFreeCBD.com. Again, GCNFreeCBD.com. Offered by Veterans Vitality Premium CBD.
This is George Norrie from Coast to Coast AM and History Channel's Ancient Aliens. We support the amazing energy, nutrition, and skincare products from Jeunesse. Jeunesse products are designed by leading doctors in their field with natural ingredients and even stem cell technology. These products help your body perform and look better. Shop Jeunesse at GCNLife.com or call 1-844-443-6637. GCNLife.com or 844-443-6637.
Coming to you live. This is Lock and Load. This portion of the show is brought to you by Aero Precision.
For over 25 years, Aero Precision has paved the way as a leading manufacturer of American-made AR parts. Aero Precision caters to the rifle builder by engineering quality receivers, handguards, and other essential parts. Aero Precision's added enhancements create a smooth build process from start to finish for beginners and seasoned builders. Whether this is your first rifle or your 50th, Aero Precision offers everything you need to make a quality AR at an affordable price.
Check them out at aeroprecisionusa.com. We are speaking with Rick Ector.
Yes, man. Hey, I am back, man. And you know what I really was planning on talking about today was, the thing that seems to be, from my perspective, to be like the topic of the day, man. Here in Detroit and Wayne County, Michigan, our local Wayne County prosecutor, she published a presser that she's going to start publishing information about Detroit cops and Wayne County sheriffs, that's our county here in Detroit, publish information with respect to whether they have problems telling the truth. And that was like the topic that I was picking up to talk about today, man. What gun owners need to know about police encounters. And as I was looking over this rather lengthy article in the Detroit News, let me say, by and large, man, I believe all law enforcement officers, by and large, are primarily honest, like any other profession. There's a small percentage of bad apples, 1-2% maybe, maybe 3 who are, make the whole department look bad and give law enforcement a bad name. And she's stating that she's going to start publishing this information on an ongoing basis, like quarterly, because the public seems to have a desire, for this information. And she's going to put it out there. Well, that's what she's saying. She's saying they do. And, I think she raised a lot of eyebrows when she said she was going to start publishing this information. And I thought, well, hey, as a citizen/consumer, this falls within the public's right to know. Yeah, I would like to know if there's some people working in law enforcement who have issues, with doing their job properly and being ethical and being honest and truthful. I think that's very important. Myself, when I hear these types of stories, man, I just think about, my own personal experiences of what that incident was like and how it went down. Like, why in the world was I selected to be pulled over in the first place? And what were the exact details of the stop? Some of the games they play when they pull you over, instead of telling you why they pulled you over, they're talking about, well, hey, do you know why I pulled you over? Giving you an opportunity to confess on yourself. When was the last time you got pulled? Have you ever received a moving violation?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you have a lot of experience with that, man.
Let me explain something to you. In Europe, when you live in Europe, in Germany, when I lived in Germany, the Ford, do you remember the Ford Escort? Do you remember that car?
I remember. It was the GT, the one with the 5.0, the really fast one?
Well, the Ford Escort in Germany would do 140 miles per hour. Easily.
Okay, and you know that from looking at the product literature?
Oh, no, I know that from driving them. And, see, in Germany, on the Super Autobahn in Germany, the speed limit on the Super Autobahn in the 80s was 285 kilometers per hour, which is 187 miles per hour.
Man, a lot of cars can't even go that fast, but okay.
Well, in Germany they can, yeah. In Germany they can. And there would be 4 lanes on the Super Autobahn. There would be lanes where the American specs cars would go, where, like, I'd have an 85 mile per hour speedometer, and my speedometer needle would be down there in neutral on the shifter, where drive, park, neutral. It'd come all the way around and come out of that and be in neutral. So then you have the economy European cars, and then you have the upscale cars, and then you've got the cars that can go back in time. So when I came back from Europe, for a little bit, I was given some slack because I was the speed limit through a housing subdivision in Germany was pretty close to a highway speed. It was around 55 miles an hour.
Wow.
Right. So when I got back, I got a couple of moving violations here and there. Yes, I did.
Man, I tell you, as I've gotten older, and I will say, man, as I've gotten older and grayer, I don't seem to get pulled over, nowhere nearly as much. As a matter of fact, the last time I remember getting pulled over, I got caught up in one of those so-called Detroit police weapons firearms sweeps. This is where every so often they have these designated days by designated units to, by whatever means necessary to go out and get, illegally possessed guns off the street, right?
Right.
So I remember I was walking out of my car at a gas station going to the vendor area, and I caught in my peripheral vision that I was about to get hit by a car. So it startled me, and I jumped back. And right as I jumped back, 2 cops jumped out of a car. And they explained to me earlier they intentionally engaged my startle reflex so they can catch me off guard so they could sneak up on me and approach me. And, and then they gave me that whole, I saw you favoring your side kind of thing, and we suspect you're illegally carrying a gun kind of thing. And I said, well, I am carrying a gun, but it's legally possessed. I have a concealed pistol license, and here's my identification. And so they took my gun, and then they took my ID. And, the funny part about it is that when they were trying to run my ID through their computer in their car, man, something was broke, and they couldn't actually, get the report back that I was, a legal gun citizen and had a valid concealed carry permit. And, man, it just left a bad taste in my mouth. And what was even worse, man, they had my gun completely, I was going to say completely disassembled, but they took the slide off and took the barrel, out of the slide, off, and gave me all, 18 rounds of my ammunition in one big pile before they sped off. But I guess they figured they had at least 10 seconds before I could load my magazine and put the magazine back into the assembled gun, man. I tell you, there's some of the things you experience in the big city, man. But, back to this whole thing of being in the city, man, and police contact, just remember that, you have rights, respect them. I tell people, like my attorney tell me, hey, I don't talk to police. They ask you leading questions. Say, look, I don't care to answer that question. Can you please tell me why you stopped me, detain me? If you're going to write me a ticket, write me a ticket. This is not my opportunity to fight why you stopped me and pulled me over. We'll fight it out in court. I'm not giving you grounds to be rough or do whatever it is you feel that you need to do. I realize that they're under pressure to address crime, but you know what? It's a real sore spot to me when I feel like my rights are being violated, man, just because, you got to get so many numbers of guns off the street. And just because I'm in an area that you deem is good for fishing, that since I'm there that you need to, violate me. But, I could talk about this forever, but you know what? By all means, know your rights and don't volunteer to voluntarily assist the police to investigate you, man.
So we got about a minute left, but so they pulled your gun apart and unloaded your magazine, and then they left.
Yeah, then they left. It was only after, they couldn't, look me up in the system. And had they looked me up, I would have came clean, CPO holder, and all that other stuff, man. But you know what? They have to get so many guns off the street from bad guys, and so they're willing to pull anybody over that they think is good for carrying a gun. If you meet the profile, whatever that is.
Whatever that is. I was about to say.
I guess I'm a black dude in a bad part of town.
Yeah, but I mean, we're getting to the age, Rick, where we get pulled over and they look at us like, nah. No,
I mean, now they look at me now at 52 and all this gray. They look at me and be like, they make that little sound like they're stacking their lips and keep on going. Like, no way in the world this old geezer is out here committing crimes and running away, running down the street and hopping fences. So, and they're right.
Thank you very much for joining me this evening. Real quick, tell everybody how they find you.
As always.
Yeah.
Talk to you next time.
Yes, sir. Planet Rick will be back on next Thursday, if everything goes the way it's supposed to. Coming up next,
man, it will.
It's 1911 University with Joe Chambers. This is Lock and Load. At Chambers Custom, we have one job. We strive to build the most obsessively reliable, accurate, and beautiful pistols for the discriminating gun owner. Fusing the ageless 1911 design with a 21st century approach to each part and component, Chambers Custom meticulously begins each pistol as a standalone project, creating a bespoke, handcrafted, peerless firearm. They integrate all of the internal, external, and intrinsic elements that make a custom 1911 unique. Go to chamberscustom.com. Chambers Custom, truly the mechanical advantage. At Spikes Tactical, we are all shooters with a very simple mission. Make the best product we can perfect at the best possible price for our consumers. We strive to produce the best components and rifles available, with quality control second to none, because real-world events don't allow for a second chance. Whether you are an operator, competitor, or home defender, Spikes Tactical will serve you well. Go to spikestactical.com. Spikes Tactical, 100% American-made to the highest standard.
There's so much hand sanitizer on the market, but beware. Not all hand sanitizers are created equal. That's why you want to use 2020 Safe hand sanitizer. You can trust the hand sanitizer on 2020safe.net to be made with the highest quality ingredients. American-made with American ingredients, employing Americans. Log on now to 2020safe.net and order your 1 liter today. Normally $29.99, but reduced to $19.99. So hurry while supplies last and receive a bonus. That's right. You'll receive a 30-count bottle of Immune Booster, a $39.95 value, free by using code GCN at checkout. Right now, click 2020safe.net. That's 2020safe.net to get our 1-liter bottle of high-quality hand sanitizer with your free bonus. A 30-count bottle of Immune Booster valued at $39.95. Remember to enter GCN at checkout, and the bonus is yours free. 2020safe.net.